Hi, my name's Holly and thank you so much for clicking on this week's plan with me. I thought I'd do a plan with me this week because it's the first one I've done in a long time and I've been feeling really inspired by everyone doing online events, so here goes. I am going to use this Get Crafty kit from the Plump Planner. I do PR for Karen, so I have a code at the end if you wish to use it, but I have used her products long before I was her PR team and I'm sure you can see why because they're super cute. And I decided to do like a voice-over narration for this because every time I think about doing a plan with me, I don't want to do it in case I make a mistake or say something stupid, so this was a good way to get started, I think, for me anyway. So hopefully I won't say anything too stupid. So for this kit today I started with the washi strips, and I absolutely love that they come with these because as much as I love washi tape, having them that match your kit already is just really handy. And you'll see in a minute that I actually did the other side, so the other page, a little bit too high up, and it did cause me a problem later on, but nobody's perfect, so if you do that in your planner, don't beat yourself up about it. It's 1 week, and at the moment in time that is the least of our worries, so wonky washi away. Then I went ahead and got the full decorative boxes, which are my favourite part of kits. I absolutely love them, and sometimes I just buy them on their own because you can find washi tape and stickers and things to go with them if you are on a budget, and some shops now are offering that option of just getting the main kit, so that's really handy and you can do that at Plump Planner. So I started to pop those down, and I always look at the week before, if you noticed I was flicking through just to see what worked and what didn't, and some days I find that I need to put them in different places, so I always just check for reference the week before what I am wanting to do this week. This kit is actually sized for an Erin Condren planner, and this one I'm using isn't an Erin Condren, it's the dupe version, so it's the Recollections planner, which I absolutely love, and I try and do as much budget planning as possible, so I absolutely love it for that. But it does mean that sometimes on kits the sizing is a tiny bit off, so I think you'll see later in the video that the top headers are a tiny bit too shallow for my planner, but it doesn't matter, you can hardly notice, and it doesn't bother me, so they do work in these planners as well as Erin Condren's if you have one. So I can't remember exactly what I did now. I think I was looking, in fact no, I do remember. I often forget the weekend banner and by the time I get to it I've put the boxes in such a way that I can't fit it across two boxes side by side, so I was just getting that before I carried on, because the amount of weeks that I do that is ridiculous considering I plan every week and I know that I use a weekend banner. So I got that right this time, well done me. I have to put it on the top headers so many times and it doesn't look as good there at all, so whilst I was there I picked the notes for the sidebar and got that on there, and then obviously I carried on with the top boxes after that. So I don't have a strict way that I plan, especially because I forget things, so if I jump around a little bit, I'm sorry, I'll try and explain what I'm doing. Whilst I pop the other boxes on, I hope that I'm not talking too much. I'm not sure what the balance will be for these videos. I'm hoping it will just be one that you can watch in the background whilst you're planning or crafting or washing the pots. I often watch Plan With Me's whilst I'm doing the kitchen to sort of inspire me, so hopefully I can be that for you. So actually you can see here I had a little bit of trouble because I'd lined the washi up badly at the bottom. The full box was a little bit high up into the header, so I did it and then I figured I'd just cover that over later, and actually I've just looked and I haven't covered that over, so I will do that. So looking back over this has actually reminded me to do it, but again, you know, you look at that and if you're a perfectionist then obviously it's going to look annoying to you, but they're so beautiful, these kits, that there's so many different points of focus, so if you make little mistakes it doesn't matter too much. Then I figured that this one was for the sidebar, not for a full box, so I was just figuring out where to put that. And if you're like me and you're not sure and stickers aren't as repositionable as you would like, just hover it over the top of where you think it might go, and that's how I sort of figure out where I think it would look good. I have actually in this spread put a couple of boxes across, a couple of stickers, sorry, across two vertical columns or going into another box, just to give it that little bit of difference so it's not all as monotonous across. I think it looks okay, but feel free to disagree. So I struggled when I was doing this plan with me this week because the spread was bugging me, the way that it went from blue in April to pink in May, and I get why they do that, it makes sense, but for the spread it just aesthetically was driving me nuts. So I tried a couple of options of headers, which you'll see in a minute pop in and out. I think I tried a foiled one from Harriet Wright Designs and an old paper shire from when it was Toffee Bananas, but neither really worked and fitted, so it ended up staying that way. And then I just covered the blue headers with the headers that came in the kit, so you'll see how that works out later, but it doesn't look that bad. It was just really bugging me because if something's pink, I want it to be pink. Then, as you can see, I'm just placing some checklists and some to-do checklists as well, and I really appreciate actually in these kits that the to-do list only has 3 things on them, because if you're anything like me, having a to-do list that's got like 8 or 10 things on is a little bit overwhelming, and I get annoyed when they're not ticked off. So having 3 at a time, I appreciate that. I mean, I have 2 kids, so getting too many things done at once is hard work. And then there's a longer tracker at the bottom left there in the sidebar, which I used. I think I'm going to use that for meals maybe, or maybe vitamins, although no, I think the one I put on next is for vitamins. And I think you can see here, yep, this is where I put that checklist across 2 of the rows, just to break up that grid style on that page, which I quite like actually looking back on it. And then those on the left you can see are the headers, which I will put over the blue later on in the video. And I think this now is where you see me try and cover up the dates. Oh no, hang on. More checkboxes crossing over, which I quite like. I do think it looks effective, and it just means that those to-do lists are spread over, and actually I end up using those for FaceTime of who I need to catch up with that week. And these are the stickers I mentioned before, so those beautiful foiled date covers, and then the ones from what used to be, what paper shire used to be called, which was Toffee Bananas. I tried it, but they didn't cover the whole date, so it stayed like that. And I actually don't hate it as much as I thought I would, but you can see here I tried and it just it didn't fit. So back in the folder for another time, beautiful stickers. So I think this was the point I started putting down the quarter boxes. I absolutely love them, just to add a little bit of interest to your blank space. I used this one on Tuesday, I think, yeah, with the little tea deco, which I really love, because there's coffee stickers everywhere, and there's nothing wrong with coffee, I don't like it, but when I find a kit with tea, I'm absolutely for it, because I love tea, I drink tea several times a day, but I don't drink coffee, and I really wish I would, because actually when people get really interesting flavours of coffee, I'm so jealous, and I've tried so many, but it's just too bitter for me. I'm the sweetest tooth going, and coffee, even like the caramel flavours and the gingerbread flavours and stuff, I can't get my head around them, so tea it is. And then there I go again with the short checklist, the important, only 3 things. It's nice for me, it breaks it up. And I think this is where we went with a planner, so that went on Sunday, because I'm going to now aim to do a plan with me every Sunday, unless this video flops and everyone says don't bother Holly, it's rubbish. I will try and do a video every Sunday, which is just going to be something for me to aim for. It keeps me planning, because I love planning, but doesn't life just get away with us sometimes? So I'm going to dedicate that time on a Sunday to do this. That was a half box, which again I really like. I do like white space. I don't do a full kit, but you can see here that if a kit is nice enough, I will stick it all over the place and have very little white space. But I think I'm showing you here all the stuff that's left of the kit. I think I'm done, apart from those headers which get put on later. And these bows, if you are a Plump Planner customer, don't throw your sheets away with those little bows on the back, because actually you will get sent a glossy reward card and they stick on the back. Now this is the one I got sent with my most recent order, but I have an older one, so I just get that now, I think. And I love that one too. And then you stick them all on the back, and when you have the whole thing completed, you send a picture to Karen and you can get yourself a free sheet. so long as it's not a sale, I think. So yeah, that was the main kit, and I do go on in a second to add other stickers, and also writing in it, which is the part I hate. But yeah, I'll talk you through that. And please let me know if the music is really annoying in the background, because I wasn't sure whether to add music or not, and also whether the sound and lighting is okay, because I can play around with all of that as and when. It's my first video, so I'm not sure how to set things and how people like to look at the spreads and things, so I've just did a quick video here zooming around, because I know that when my phone's above it's a little bit far away, but to get the whole planner in it has to be that far, so I was in a bit of a catch-22. But look how beautiful this kit is. The artwork is glorious. So cute. I absolutely love it. Sorry about that shaking there. This is where I talk you through the lovely stickers that I use regularly now. So that one was Animal Crossing from Plump Planner. This one is Clap for Our Carers. A gorgeous little pen which I love to use every week. My lovely Bonilla family from Papershire. And then a couple of like mum stickers, because I have a 3-year-old and an almost 10-month-old. So I stick a couple of those in a week. And a work one. Hopefully I'll get around to setting my silhouette up. Another work from home section. And a YouTube one. And a sneaky plant one as well. We've recently had our garden landscape, so I have to keep watering the raised beds or they'll die and I'll be gutted. So this is where I go through, stick them all in. So if you're not from the UK, you might not know that every Thursday night at 8 p.m, everybody, or at least everybody who lives near me and a lot of people I know on Facebook and things, go to the front door and they clap as loud as they can. You can smack pots and pans and spoons and things together just to show your appreciation and to make some noise for the people who work for our NHS. Because they are our heroes at the moment, as are any healthcare professionals and all the other jobs too that are key workers. But it's just to show our appreciation, so I'm marking that in there because it's really important to me. I also put down on the bottom washi the planter, and up there on the top, on my top to do is YouTube. Now I'm aiming to get this up Sunday, but if not, that to do will be for Monday the 27th, because I want it up as soon as possible. And then, as I said before, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I think I said, I work from home. I might not have said that actually. I work from home on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and I don't normally work from home. It's not regular for me. This is just because of the current situation. I am normally a performing arts teacher in a high school, and so I'm currently talking to my pupils and to my colleagues via Zoom and via online resources really. So that happens on a Tuesday and Wednesday mainly when I am working, and then obviously I stick in the stickers for my boys through the week as well, because I have to look after them whilst my husband is working from home full time. So he's up here Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 4:30, which makes it tricky for me to get my work done, but we manage. And then I'm a big fan of Animal Crossing, and I just recently got these stickers from Plump Planner, and I'm also waiting for some others too from Papershire. But I stuck that there because if I use one for every time I played, there'd be one on every day. So I thought I'd do a tracker instead on the sidebar and just make a note maybe of the biggest thing that happens that day, like if I have any guests or whatever. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I am sorry. If you do, you know. If you know, you know. And that's what it looks like when I finished before the pen. And now comes the part that I absolutely hate to do, and I feel like I'm ruining it every time I do it, but it's to write in it. I wish I was like one of you guys who had incredible handwriting and it looks like it's printed and it's super cute, but I am not. My handwriting, considering I'm a teacher, is not great. So every time I write in it, I hate it, but it wouldn't be a true plan with me if I didn't write in it, because you don't just have a spread without writing. So I've written down what I'm doing. So YouTube is the main priority, as I said. If I haven't done it on Sunday, which is now when I'm doing this voiceover, hopefully it will be Monday. The tracker at the bottom is to water my plants. And then I have obviously my work from home section on the Tuesday and the Wednesday. Maybe next time I do this, I should like speed this up, because I don't think this is very interesting for you. Please let me know in the comments if you think like you don't need to include the writing, or you don't need to anything you think I need to improve on. Please tell me, because I watch a lot of these, but when you come to do your own, I really second guess myself a lot. So in the end I was like, just do it, put it up there. People will hopefully tell me constructively, so please be kind, what could be better about it. So what am I putting there? I can't see it. Oh, well, my work stuff, that's boring. All the things I need to do for work, sorry. I have a work planner too, which I love, and I'm so keen to get my next one. I'll show you through that one time if that's interesting. It's a teacher planner, so if there are teachers out there and you're interested in the planner I use, let me know. It is pastel filled. It's beautiful, I love it. So I'm happy to do a flip through of that if you wish, or at least maybe the new one when I get it, because obviously there's certain parts I can't show you because of names and GDPR, etc. I can show you the main pages. Graham's back at work, which is dreaded every Monday. I have the boys to myself. I mean, I love the bones of them, but the hard work. What else have we got going on this week? I don't think I've got much going on next weekend, actually. This weekend was lovely. Today we had me and my friends from university, there were 7 of us who were all on a course together, did a Zoom call for one of the girls because it was meant to be her hen do today, and she couldn't have it obviously, so we did a Zoom hen do, and it was gorgeous. It was such a lovely time. So that was a busy weekend this weekend, but next weekend I think is quite relaxed. And then I use that longer checkbox to talk about who I need to FaceTime, because I make sure that I've FaceTimed everybody once a week, and actually a few of those people will be once a day. But just to check in on who I need to talk to through the week. And I remember I was writing this and I think I put check for connection, and I meant like look at who you've not spoke to this week and speak to them. But it just came out as a really weird phrase, so I think I might stick a sticker over that, because that's weird. I think I was under pressure because I knew I was being filmed. And then what does that say? Right, in my COVID-19 log. Okay, so we have a memory log that I've been using with pictures and things of the boys and what we've been doing. And also Grayson's, he's preschool, so he's not at school till September, but I've been trying to do some bits with him, and we log what he's been doing at home. So that's what the homework log is. And I think that's it, guys. That's what it looks like. And obviously I will add things through the week, and my pink highlighter will always feature. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.